Okay, straight talk today. No fluff, no intro. We're just going to get right into what is the thing that has allowed me to be successful over the last almost 16 years of being in business. What is the difference between those people that started with me way back in 2009 who are nowhere to be found, and then myself who stuck around two businesses later, over $15 million generated, and continuously creating passive income every single month and being able to make an impact in the world. And not just me, the other people that are doing incredible things. Anyone you look up to, anyone that's doing meaningful work in the world, what is it that they have that they're doing that's working that maybe you don't have or you aren't using or utilizing yet? What is it? Let's break it down today. Straight talk. I'm not even feeling good enough to take a long time to break this down. We're just going to have fun, and I'm going to riff and tell you the honest truth. So I was having a conversation with my wife, Shay, last night. She is in a group that she leads of female entrepreneurs and business leaders at our church in Tampa. And she was having conversations with a bunch of these gals who are doing really cool things. Some of them are starting businesses. Some of them already own businesses. Some of them are opening up second businesses. And a lot of them are overwhelmed, exhausted, frustrated, burning out, and they're maybe only even a year into this thing. So we were talking about why. Why are they stressed out? Why are they burning out? Why are things not working out for them? And then why have things worked out so well for Shay and I? And if you don't know, Shay's an incredibly successful entrepreneur in her own right. She's built an entire company that's a near seven-figure business, recurring revenue, beautiful business model. And she's been in business for longer than I have, right? So she's built a great business, multiple. I've built great businesses. We're not that special. We're not that talented. We're not that good. We don't even work that hard. So let's break this down, because this is interesting to me. And I'll get on panels sometimes, or I'll be asked like questions like, what's the number one piece of advice? Or what's been the one thing that's made you successful? And while I loathe that question at times, because it's rarely that simple, I actually like this question, because if I really am forced to answer it, although I can point to a lot of different things, because most of anyone's success is a combination of things that have stacked. Like for me, I could say, well, the reason I've been successful is probably a combination of luck and timing, a combination of my personality, combination of the people I connected with, the combination of God's kindness in my life and favor, a combination of people who took a chance on me. I mean, there's so many different things that you could point to. If you actually boil it all down, though, like if I had to say, if I could only take one strategy or one quality with me to my next endeavor, or if I'm teaching my kids, what does it take to be a successful person in life, whether they're a business owner or not? If I had to give them one quality, do you know what I would tell them? The number one thing that has driven all of my success, and same with Shay's, you're not going to like it. I'm just going to tell you, you're not going to like the answer. But the answer is the answer you need to know. And we'll unpack why. The answer is real simple. Discipline. That's it. Discipline. What do I mean by discipline? I mean, for the last 15 plus years, I have been disciplined enough to post 1 to 3 videos per week, every week, for 15 plus years. I have been disciplined to email my list every single week for 15 years. I have been disciplined to build products and offer them to my audience over and over again for 15 years. Discipline. Now, nobody wants to hear that for a couple of reasons. One, because most people lack discipline. I have learned that over the years. I assumed all entrepreneurs understood that you needed to have discipline to make this thing work. But I've learned that I'm actually an anomaly in this, and that I'm very fortunate that discipline has come naturally to me, because that's one of the few strong suits I have. I'm not the most talented. I'm not the most creative. I don't have the best strategy. I'm not the most connected. Especially when I started, I knew nobody and nobody knew me for a solid 4 to 5 years. But by then I had built a multi-six-figure business. purely out of discipline because I was broke, unemployed, had no idea what I was doing. So I knew that the number of things I couldn't control was very large. So I decided to focus on the things I could control, which is showing up consistently and posting content that helped my audience. And that's sometimes looked down upon as if that's a very ignorant strategy. Oh, you're just going to keep posting content. Yeah, because most people don't. And the people that I coach that say that they post content, they really don't. They did for a while. They did for 6 months, but then they got tired of it. Or they can't consistently show up and post, and they wonder why their business isn't growing. They wonder why their influence isn't growing. They wonder why their reach isn't growing because they're not disciplined. And I'm not saying they're not good people. I'm not saying they're not talented people. I'm saying they lack discipline. And when they're presented with this, oh, you just need to have more discipline, they scoff at that, whether explicitly or subconsciously, because that's not the answer they want. They want to know a cooler strategy. They want to know a new tool. They want to know a new guru to follow. They want to know a new trend to jump on. So what can you do when the natural inclination is to look for something new and shiny, because that takes the pressure off, the blame off of you. Clearly, if you don't have the right strategy, well, then of course you can't be successful. And then allows you to go focus on a new strategy, which is kind of avoiding the work you need to do. The work you need to do is show up consistently with discipline and do the things that drive business forward, which, if you aren't clear on, number one is audience building. That's why we make content every single week. One long form piece of content on YouTube or your podcast or your blog. You can chop it into bajillions of little bits of little content, micro content, that's fine. But one long form piece of content every week, that's how you build an audience. Because I've always said without an audience, nothing is possible. But with an audience, anything is possible, meaning it doesn't matter how you monetize or you want to monetize or how you used to monetize. Like you can figure it all out. There's a lot of ways to make money. I've made money selling courses, communities, memberships, coaching, books, live events, affiliate marketing for other people's stuff. So there's a million ways to monetize, but the point is you have to build an audience because then you can have someone to sell stuff to. So audience building, right? And then from the audience building, curating them into your own list of warm leads, so aka get them onto your email list. So you're always using lead magnets and offering more value to get people to join your email list. And then number three, making them an offer. I mean, those are the three things. You can add in a fourth one, the mini one, which is your automated funnel, which is a way to basically automate the process of making an offer, which you should definitely do. But like at the end of the day, it's audience building, it's audience nurturing, and it's making them an offer. And then if you really want to grow things, it's audience retention or customer retention or ascension. So getting them to keep buying something or stay in a membership or ascend to the next product or the next offer or to go deeper with you. And then, there's ways you could optimize your conversion and the way you're selling things and things like that. You can like micro tweak. But at the end of the day, it's just three things: grow an audience, nurture that audience, make offers to that audience. I mean, that's all business is. If you have the discipline to show up each week, serve your audience powerfully with great free content, nurture that audience, and put an offer in front of them every single week or day or however you want to do it through automation, if you can do that, you can build a beautiful business. It doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. It doesn't matter how you feel that day. It doesn't matter what trends are coming. It doesn't matter what AI is doing. None of that matters. Most of what's happening right now on the internet is a large distraction to what you need to be doing. And the problem is you tend to fall into the trap of the distraction. You like the distraction. I like the distraction. It's way more fun to click around and watch the latest video of some talking head talking about the doom and gloom of something out there in the world, or even within our industry. Oh, courses don't sell anymore, or memberships don't work, or email marketing is dead, or YouTube doesn't work anymore, blah, 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 blah. It's so much easier to listen to these talking heads and then get overwhelmed and do nothing, or do a lot of what you might be doing right now, which is listening to a talking head, aka me, and learning, which is great. but then never doing anything with it. I mean, I have made a living. I've made millions of dollars by doing a lot with a little of information. So I learn a little bit and then I apply it a lot. And then when I need to learn something new, I learn a little bit, then I apply it a lot. I don't change things very often. I'm open to change when I need to change. And I've pivoted my business multiple times, and I've evolved what the core offers are in my business multiple times. But the foundational elements of what have grown my business to now a multi-7-figure business, and this is the second $1 million business I've built, it's the exact same thing. It's having the discipline to show up every single week. What I'm doing right now. So this week, I got sick. I was under the weather. I was basically like low energy, slept for a couple days, right? And I'm feeling a lot better today. But I wake up and I'm like, man, I let a lot of things go this week. But the one thing I won't let go is showing up to do this show. Now, I'm not maniacal. If I really couldn't do it, I wouldn't do it. But I haven't missed a week because if I do nothing else, I at least do this. It's like an hour of my week. It's not much. But I know how important this show is to my business. People don't quite understand. They think, oh, it's a nice thing. He does a show, he does YouTube. This is what drives everything in my business. This is what allows you to know who I am, to build trust with me, to decide whether you like me or not. And plenty of people will tell me that they don't like me, and they'll let me know in the comments on the YouTube video, and that's fine too. But this is where you get to test drive my brain, test drive my worldview, test drive my personality. If you like it, you'll want to go deeper with me. If you don't, that's fine too. But this is what I've committed to, is I'm going to show up and do this show. Even on a week when I'm not like feeling it the most. I'd probably rather just lay in bed some more or just eat a sandwich all day. But I'm going to show up and do this for you because it's also what drives my business. And also it's part of who I am. I have decided to be a person that will show up every single week and do this. So the question for you is, where are you lacking discipline in your business? Because I guarantee you are. In some area. Is it content posting? Are you saying you're not growing, but you're not really consistently posting every single week? Is it in making offers? I see this a lot with clients. Oh, I don't want to bug my people too much. I don't want to email them too much and make an offer. What, are you kidding me? What, is this a hobby you're running, or is this a business? Does the Home Depot or Lululemon or Apple or whatever brand of your choice is, do they feel bad emailing you every single day, telling you about a new product they have or a deal they're running? No, that's what they do. They have whole departments to market to you. And does it bother you? No, because you love their stuff. You buy their stuff. And if you don't want it, you just delete the email. And it's like, you don't take it personally. It's what they do. So the way you make money is you make offers. Now, hopefully your offers are good offers that are relevant to your audience. And so it should never be a burden to offer something to your audience. It only is a burden if that person wants what you have, can't afford what you have, and they feel frustrated and they let you know about it. That's where a lot of it comes from. They're like, I can't afford this. They didn't say they didn't want it. They just said they can't afford it. That's not your problem. That's their problem, right? It's not my problem if Aston Martin sends me an email and I'm like, I can't afford that car. That's not Aston Martin's problem. That's my problem. If I want the car, I'm going to come up with the $260,000 and buy the car, right? But Aston Martin doesn't feel bad for having an Aston Martin and marketing to somebody that might be interested in an Aston Martin, right? That's ridiculous. And yet that's what a lot of us do. We build an audience and then yet we're afraid to sell to them, which makes no sense. Don't be afraid to sell. You've got good stuff. It's going to make a difference. Do you need discipline in selling and making offers? Do you just need discipline in finishing your latest product or offer? Like, so many people are literally building their course or building their coaching program or writing their book or building their membership forever. And I don't know what they're waiting for. They're probably waiting for it to feel perfect or for them to feel confident enough to launch it. I don't know what that feels like. I've never felt that. I've never felt confident enough to launch something. I've never felt that anything's perfect. I just am really good at putting a date in a calendar and saying I'm going to launch by that date and then just doing it, because I know the moment I launch is the moment I make money. It doesn't really matter how perfect the product is because A, there's no such thing, and B, I can iterate and make it better later. So you just need to have the discipline to put something on the calendar and launch it. Is that where you need discipline? Do you need the discipline to actually learn something new? Because where I've been talking about is most of you already know what you need to do and you just need to do it. Maybe you're someone that's been in the game long enough and you've been doing the same thing forever and you haven't innovated in years and you're stubbornly doing the exact same thing even though it's no longer working. Do you need the discipline to sit down and learn something new and implement something new? That might be you as well. I don't know where you're at, but I do know the discipline is what you need. I don't care if you like that advice. I don't care if it's what you wanted to hear. It's what you need to hear. And my job is to actually help you succeed. I help clients actually make multi-6 and 7-figure years in their business while working 20 hours a week or less. I know what it takes, and discipline is a huge part of it. The only way to work 20 hours a week or less and make $1 million a year is to be incredibly disciplined at doing only the things that truly drive your business forward and ignoring largely everything else, which is most of what everyone's doing. Redoing their website, scrolling on Instagram, posting on Instagram. Like most of that doesn't move your business forward. So discipline is something I'm good at. It's something I help people with. And it's probably what you need to get over the hump in your business. Okay, that was a long rant off the cuff, but it's on my head, it's on my mind, and I felt like I needed to share it. I want to know if this resonates with you. Number one, leave me a comment below on YouTube if you're watching. Do you lack discipline? Be honest. And if so, in what area of the business? Leave a comment below. Number two, if you need help getting focused on what to do next in your business, like you're like, okay, Graham, I'm ready to be disciplined, but I have a lot of things in the fire, a lot of pans in the fire. I need to be focused on what to focus on. I don't know where to be disciplined. Can I offer you something that would be incredibly helpful for you? I launched this a couple of weeks ago, but I've packaged my entire brain into an AI clone of myself called Graham AI. This is not a gimmick. This is not just a chat bot. This is all 15 years of online business that I've been doing. Every piece of content I've ever taught, every course I've ever created, every book I've ever written, every podcast I've ever done, I've fed it into this AI clone. I've trained it on all my stuff. I've trained it with my voice. You can literally call him, talk to him. Sounds like me. Or you can chat with him. It is me inside of this platform. It is as close to me as you'll ever get without having to pay $50,000 or already be a multi-6-figure entrepreneur or be one of the 5 people I work with at a time. Graham AI is getting people incredible results. One of my clients, Lane, actually has done a $20,000 coaching sprint with me. He's a customer of Graham AI, and he says he knows it's like talking to me. He's like, I'm getting the same advice I would have gotten from you in real life, Graham, because he actually knows. He and other students are using Graham AI to ideate, to figure out what to focus on next. Sign up for it. It's super affordable. Don't do this alone. Go to grahamcochrane.com/AI. I'm going to link to it below in the description, grahamcochrane.com/AI. You can check it out, try it out. It's incredibly affordable, but here's what you'll be able to do. You'll be able to tell Graham AI exactly where you're struggling, what you need to work on, what you're overwhelmed with. You got all these different choices. And you know what he's going to help you do? He's going to help you figure out what to focus on first, and then second, and then third. And he's going to hold you accountable. It's crazy. But I built this tool so that I can be in more places at once. So that instead of you just watching a video or listening to an episode and then having to go figure it out on your own, you can take me alongside with you in your pocket, and you can chat with me or you can call me whenever you want through my AI clone. So check it out. It's super powerful. I think you're going to absolutely love it. Either way, figure out what you need to be disciplined on next. I promise you, everyone else is focusing on all the candy, all the icing, all the flash, and good for them. They're going to waste their time trying a million different things when you can put your head down quietly and be disciplined on the 1 or 2 things that will really move the business forward. And 6 months from now, you're going to be winning. 12 months from now, you're going to be mega winning. And they're going to continue to be looking for the next big thing. But you're going to become a big thing by just doing the one thing incredibly well. All right? If this resonated with you, let me know in a comment below or message me on Instagram at @TheGrahamCochran. And my friend, thank you for hanging out with me today. You're the reason why I do this. If you weren't listening or watching, this would be pointless. My aim is to help you, and if this has helped you, I need to know, and I'm here to serve you. Have an amazing week, my friend. I'll see you in another episode real soon.